Hey, what is up guys? It is Jed. As I mentioned with my last video, Season 5 was pretty good as far as content and changes. However, I did mention that the pump was a little bit on the weak side, and I want to elaborate on that today, but I wanted to be sure to give it time and let the meta play out and let people figure things out before I jump on some sort of discussion like this. The pump in its current state, in my opinion, is awful. It does not offer enough value to convince me to pick it up when compared to an SMG. I mentioned that this game is probably going to be pushed into a bloom-based meta in my Fortnite is finally dying video. Now that it has been, I'm seeing a lot of people saying that this is hands down the worst meta to ever exist in the game. I understand this is subjective, but can I say I told you so? No, but for real. The pump has a few problems in my opinion that are holding it back from being the balanced gun that Epic is truly aiming for. The first one is the swap delay, and I mentioned this in my last video and a lot of people thought I was referring to the timer that you get when you shoot a shotgun and try to switch to an additional shotgun. It gives you the little circle, and once that circle completes, you're able to shoot the second shotgun. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm fine with that being in the game. The swap delay is the animation that you must go through when pulling out a pump. I think it is way too slow, and it has been balanced for double pump. For some reason, when removing double pump from the game, they didn't bother taking out the additional changes that were implemented to bring double pump down to a reasonable level. Now these changes are stuck on double pump, and this prevents edit shots, launchpad shots, quick shots after building, or really anything that requires you to do anything but point and shoot. This heavily reduces the effectiveness of single pump, and I think it just needs to be brought back to Season 1 swap time. The second thing is that it needs to hit for 200 plus again. People think for some reason that this is overpowered, but I couldn't disagree more. For a gun that shoots that slow in close range needs to have some sort of insta-kill potential. This potential will allow 1v4s to exist again. Not that they didn't before, but it's undeniable that they became harder now that this close range insta-kill potential is gone. However, the moment that you follow up a potential 200 damage with something else like an SMG, I believe it becomes a little bit strong. I think the way to fix this is add that same timer that they added to shotguns, but on any other gun. The pump is a huge risk-reward weapon. It should bank on you getting in and getting the insta-kill, and if not, you have to deal with the risk of not being able to fire in that long rechambering period. Granted, you could shoot a pump and then build a wall, like the popular strategy in Season 3, but whenever you return to that pump, I do believe you need to chamber it before you're able to shoot again. The second you implement another shotgun or an SMG into the pump's firing pattern, I believe it takes the risk while still granting the reward, and I don't like that. I think if you're going to opt for single pump, we need to have the ability to insta-kill, but we can't have something to fall back on when we aren't good enough to hit our shots. Another complaint that I often see about 200 plus headshots is that noobs will be able to one pump again, and to that I have a question. Who will benefit more from a 200 plus headshot? The player with good aim or the noob who might get lucky one pumps twice a day? It is going to happen to you, but I promise you that if you have good aim, you are going to hit far more one pumps than a noob is going to hit on you. I would never sacrifice my ability to insta-kill someone just because I got an unlucky death. I believe if they're going to put measures in place to prevent double pump, then the gun at least has to be balanced for single pump. Right now, it is not worth picking up over attacker heavy like it used to be. I understand what Epic is trying to do. They're trying to push the game into a submachine gun meta, trying to keep the game fresh, but my problem with this is that you cannot destroy consistency and balance for the sake of variety. I think it's inherently bad for the game to create a worse meta for the game for the sake of variety. That's what they've done. People are seeing the result of that, and people are starting to agree with me. Anyways, that's all I have. My name is Jed. Thank you guys for listening. Peace out, everybody.